Fallon is acting thirsty AF, and I'm not talking about the 3 cocktails she owes Monica. We are talking Dynasty Season 2, Episode 11, The Side of You. The after show at AfterBuzz starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
These boots are made for walking.
Is that the boots are made for walking dance?
Yes.
That's a fun fact I wasn't aware of.
Song.
Of course you do.
Yes. But I'm not the one who lost my virginity to this. You did.
This
you
song,
said.
I feel like the concept of every song that's a classic song is like someone lost their virginity in this song. And better yet, this is the white girl's version of To the Left.
Oh my God,
it's one of those things.
Yeah,
and that's how I feel. That's how I feel, and that's how we feel. Glad to have all of you back as we discuss Dynasty Season 2, Episode 11, The Side of You. I'm happy at the side of all of you, but it doesn't look like Liam's happy at the side of Fallon as we get right into a lot of discussion. We are talking Fallon. That's right. Fallon's girls trip, Fallon's plan, Fallon and Liam, that didn't end so well. Fallon versus Ashley, that ended way better for us than it did for Ashley. Blake and Culhane's deal, Alexis being sad, that's SAD, all capital letters. Cristal tells the truth, or does she? Our special segment, the scene reflection, where we pick a scene that reflects us and our character. We'd love to hear that from you as well. And of course, some predictions of Dynasty. I am Tehran. I will be your host each and every week right here as we discuss Dynasty on CW. And I am co-paneled here by Maddie, who looks like she would be one of Ashley's friends. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah.
You would be Ashley's friend. Whose friend would you rather be, Ashley or Fallon?
No, you know what? Fallon, I think. Ashley, I don't know. It's hard to choose, but I'm going to go with Fallon because I love Fallon. You know, I have this, relationship with her, sort of. Well, not relationship, but I feel connected to her because obviously she's been a character for season 1, season 2. So I'm gonna take her side on this.
You're taking Fallon's side.
Yeah.
We don't even know Ashley. Ashley could be a sweetheart, but I don't think she is, especially after the confrontation. But we'll get into all these things, Maddie. What were your overall thoughts of this episode, The Side of You?
Well, every episode I watch, I always am like, what the hell is going on? Because there's so much drama. But this one was really good because all the girls, they really bonded by going on this trip. So I found that really good. And then you find out something with Cristal, and I thought it was really interesting, and I hope that Cristal eventually tells Blake the truth, but, he's scary when he's mad, so I get where that's coming from.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about this episode. I appreciated how fun it was. And when I say fun, usually when you're watching Dynasty, you're actually kind of anxious the whole time. You're feeling like, something's going to happen. But this time I was actually looking forward to the conflict. I was looking forward to the drama in a way that I'm usually not, because I was very comfortable with it at this accord because it seemed like it would be fun. And it was very fun.
Yeah.
The ending was fun. How it happened was fun. And it definitely set up for a lot of episodes to come.
Yes, and I was not expecting that bar fight at all. But, all the episodes have some sort of fight in them, so I guess it's not that unexpected, but I didn't think that they would actually get physical.
Why else be in a bar?
Yeah.
That's the part of the bar to be in. So let's jump right into Fallon's girls' trip. This trip that she planned for the girls. And when she says girls, who was supposed to originally go on this trip? Because we had a lot of stowaways and a lot of extras.
Yeah.
So was it just going to be Monica and Fallon? And that was the big girls' trip?
Yeah.
Because I guess it's plural, but...
She, as much as she didn't like Cristal and all the other girls, it's like she needs them as well. So it's good that they all went on the trip.
It is a good thing that
she needs them.
Because we saw Kirby save the day a couple times on her own, and she seemed to be the most dubious. And of course, Sammy ended up joining and became one of the girls as well. But originally, and Cristal joined in. Cristal came in, and Kirby was the stowaway who just showed up in her bikini on the plane. But originally, it just seemed it was supposed to be Fallon and Monica, and I don't know what would have transpired had it just been those two, especially since Monica felt very duped by Fallon.
they wouldn't have pulled anything off if it was just them two. There's no way. So having everyone else there made the episode, and kind of, their plan with the spa treatment, that would have never happened.
Because Monica was like, I'm not the take down a girl.
Yeah.
Girl, I can maybe keep the friends distracted. But yeah, Monica would have been no help in this plan.
Yeah, no, she would have ran away or something. It wouldn't have never worked.
It worked out. It worked out for the best or the worst, depending on how you look at it. Cristal joined. Were you surprised that Fallon was as quick to accept Cristal on board?
Yeah, because she's always, hated her. But she probably was thinking about herself in the moment, and, the more help she can get, that was probably what she was thinking. So she was like, you know what, whatever, just come. And she was just desperate.
And Cristal had her own motivations. She wanted to get away from everything going on and wanted to go on this one last hurrah before she had to deal with the concepts and the possible consequences of the baby. Mm-hmm. So she got on board. And, of course, Alexis tries to join.
Yeah.
And the rules made no moms.
Yeah.
The one that Cristal clearly broke. But
yeah.
No moms. And Alexis is not allowed on the trip and Cristal is. I felt that Alexis would have felt some type of way.
Mm-hmm. I also think, now that I'm thinking back, that Cristal wanted to maybe get on Fallon's good side, because if Blake doesn't want her anymore after finding out the baby news, like if it's not his child, then maybe she's more in on, like, with the family, and now Fallon has a soft spot for her because she helped her. So I think that Cristal really wanted to just try and help Fallon and, have a good relationship with her so that she's not so easily dumped by Blake if it's not his kid.
Do you feel like a lot of girls or women do that in relationships, where they think if they're in with the family,
yeah.
it indoctrinates them with the relationship even more?
Yeah, I mean, not everyone's conniving and calculated.
I don't know if it's conniving,
thinking of, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think girls do that.
I feel like, because I feel like that has happened where a girl feels like if she's in the boy's life and in the boy's family, mm-hmm. with the family, oh, I'm friends with the sister and the mom and the cousin and the best friend, then the boy's less likely to break up with her or feel the consequences of that breakup.
Yeah, because once you're in with the family, the mom and the sister and whoever will be like, no, don't break up with her. You guys can work it out, instead of them saying, oh, I really don't like them.
That's
you're making a good
allies.
decision.
You need allies in every relationship. So we get on the plane and we realize that everyone doesn't want to talk about their woes. So Monica doesn't want to talk about her family and everything that's transpiring with Jeff and the mom. Fallon doesn't want to talk about Culhane and that huge breakup, of course. And even Cristal doesn't want to talk about babies. Cristal's like, I want to not talk about, we're on a girls' trip. Let's not talk about any of our woes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good because, if they all started talking about their drama and what's going on in their life, then it would have just set the mood for the trip. It would have made everyone kind of just in a bad mood. So I get that, but then it's also like, what is everyone hiding?
But then again, that's all they kind of talked about throughout the whole trip, is
Yeah.
they would bring it up, especially at inopportune times or moments of weakness where they would discuss these things.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about it very openly and wanted some type of advice. Even Kirby decides to do something that we haven't seen her do as much, is give her moment of emotional weakness and sobriety, where she talks plainly about her mother. And we realize that everyone's family has their own problems.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Every family has something. But, I mean, they just have extra.
They have a lot of extra, because when you have a lot of extra money, you have a lot of extra.
Oh, yeah.
No money, no problems.
Exactly. It's so true.
It comes up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true. I think money can buy happiness, but that's just me. It turns out being
Yeah.
broke doesn't buy
buy it.
happiness either. So I would rather have problems with money than not money.
True.
I would rather be able to fly to Sun Valley Ski Resort in Idaho on a whim in a private jet
Yeah.
to get away from my
And
problems.
then you talk about your problems on your private jet.
On the private jet. On the private jet.
It's true.
Such a private jet that we have Kirby stowaway in her bikinis, which is such a Kirby thing to do, is go on a trip she doesn't know anything about, assume it's going to be where she's used to going and only bring bikinis.
It's so funny. Every episode goes on and I start to like her a little bit more. In the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, here we go. She's going to be annoying, but she's really funny. And I like when she got up in the bar, we'll talk about that soon, but when she got up in the bar and she was doing karaoke and no one, like she just ran up there. No one even said, okay, we're going to do karaoke to win the money back.
Well, no girls trip is complete without white girls doing karaoke. That's the whole point of karaoke, right? I'm pretty sure karaoke is white girl for girls trip. That's what I think it means.
Yeah, it is. Like there always has to be karaoke. And what are the chances that there is karaoke going on at a random bar next to a ski hill for a prize as well?
$500.
Yeah,
of $500, and they can't pay their bar tab. But before we even get to the karaoke, we find out that this girls trip isn't what it seems cut out to be. We find out that Fallon has actually, of course, in a Fallon way, created this plan to get there and ruin Liam's trip. And we saw Liam with a girl at the end of last episode, episode 10, and now we see where they went, because the girl, who we're going to find out later turns out to be Ashley Cunningham, says, oh, I'm going on a trip with Liam tomorrow, and then Fallon somehow finds out where they're going, and she shows up there. Yeah. Do you feel that was deception on her part?
Well, they all got to go on a private jet somewhere that's nice, so it's not the end of the world, like that everyone found out what her ulterior motive was. But yeah, she should have said, okay, look, my ex is there, and he has this new girlfriend, and I kind of just, I want to see him or something. But she didn't have to drag everyone into it and make them like...
Now I know that Maddie can be bought. That's what I found out from that answer, is that Maddie can be bought. I mean, they had a really all expenses, pretty good trip, right? So
yeah, I would
it was clearly deception. She should have brought it up. She made it seem that it was this benevolent trip for the girls to get away, and she even at this point now inadvertently or advertently has a group of girls going into the situation that they were unaware of. Now, the only redeeming factor is that it brought them all together. I feel that there's a closer bond between people who necessarily never had a bond. Kirby, who's always been an outsider as Joseph's daughter and coming in the second season was kind of on the outskirts, is now very much a part of this clan, whether they wanted her to be or not. Even Monica says something like, we are friends only for the weekend, but it seems like it's much more.
Yeah, now they have this bond, and I feel like they're all going to have each other's back because, you know, they had that huge bar fight and they were all just fighting for each other, and just the whole weekend was just them bonding. So I think that now going on in any other drama, they're all just going to be looking out for each other.
Who do you feel made the biggest connection? Who are the two unlikely allies who have now become allies or have a bond that you didn't see coming?
Cristal and Fallon. Yeah, I think because they had that chat, and then Cristal said, you know, if you ever need help, let me know. And she told her, I'm so surprised she actually told her, I'm not sure if my baby is your dad's.
That was a big one. That was a very big surprise, which we're definitely going to get into that, because I feel that deserves its own discussion break. Yeah. Because that wasn't just a little bit of the girls trip. That wasn't just the, oh, let's make a plan, or that wasn't the, we're just at the ski lodge. That was a very big drop, which I found personally unexpected, very unexpected. And I agree with you regarding Fallon and Cristal, because honestly, they are very much alike, whether they know it or not.
Yes.
They are alike. And that's maybe that's what Fallon sees in Cristal and doesn't like, because she sees herself. We often see that reflection of our own inner psyche in others, and it results in a form of negativity or disdain. Because we tend to be very good lawyers for ourselves and very good judges for other people.
Yeah. I think that with the new Cristal, opposed to season 1 Cristal, I think that she's going to bond way more with the newer Cristal opposed to the old one. I think they just have that connection a little bit, so it's nice to see that.
And we're watching it blossom.
Yeah.
When we find out that Fallon stalked Liam, right? Was that a surprise to you?
A little bit, but it's Fallon.
Did you just think it was going to be a girls' trip?
No, there's with this show and their lifestyle, there's always an ulterior motive. So I knew there's going to be something. It was funny though. It was so funny to see that. I loved it.
And my favorite part was the girl fight. The girl fight was amazing. They just went at it, and Fallon was a gangster.
I know.
Fallon was like, held Ashley and Chokehold, was like, no, bitch.
Yeah, there's like bottle smashing and people shoving. When I was watching that, I was like, oh my God, are they going to kill someone by accident? I don't know what's going to happen, but luckily everyone got out alive.
Of course. And of course they didn't kill anyone by accident. But the girls' fight was something almost like a bonding experience in a way. I felt that bonded them more than any other thing besides the plan.
Yeah.
And the plan, and we're going to talk about the plan right after you talk about our plan with all the AfterBuzzers.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and us in doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends as well, and keep enjoying our shows. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much. We enjoy each and every one of you and each and every one of your comments. Please comment below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. We love to discuss with you. And if you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and rate us. Give us that 5-star rating and tell your friends to tell their friends. Share and subscribe. We enjoy being here. And remember, this panel isn't just about us. It's about all of you as well. Getting into the girls' plan, the Fallon's girls' trip plan, right? Mm-hmm. First, her plan was extremely complicated. Take the slopes up, then go down. Yeah. Then Ashley couldn't make it this far, and then she would get 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. Would you have gone with the original plan?
No,
it would have been impossible. That just sounded like she was going to get stranded or something.
I know. And then Kirby's like putting on a snowsuit, and they're like, your red hair is going to come out of like your suit, so that's not going to work either. But I think that their plan in the end, at the spa, it was in her hotel room and she got someone to give her a massage, but that was the best one because her eyes are covered. She can't see any of them.
It was so good, the plan. And when you talked about the snowsuit, there were so many clueless, as in the movie Clueless moments, and as in being clueless also moments. When Fallon's trying on the different outfits in the beginning of the episode, it was very clueless. Even her outfit that ended up for her wearing with the skirt, it was very fashionable, very trendy, and still a clueless moment. I thought it was very interesting, and it was very cool. And then, of course, Kirby wearing a bikini and then going from bikini to covering her face, ski mask, everything.
I know, and side note, I just love their fashion throughout this episode, especially Edith with like her white suit and fur and just
so strong.
I know, they just have the best costume designer for the show. I just love it.
It is. It's very posh. It's very bougie. It's very like Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
I enjoy it very much. And it has to be spoken about because it does go into the plan because her outfit of them changing, Sammy showing up, which was perfect. And Sammy, of course, didn't want to talk about his mishap from last episode and cheating. But he showed up and now we have the pawn to our knight's bishop, right?
Yes.
We have the pawn because Ashley doesn't know what Sammy looks like, and the plan goes into effect. And they were going through the plans. They were going through different plans, thinking of what to do, what not to do. Kirby takes the initiative and calls for the itinerary. I mean, I'd never known Kirby. Kirby was way more conniving than I thought. I've seen her be dubious, but conniving, clever, that's a different...
She's smart, just like her dad.
She is that's a great point. She's got a lot of Anders qualities.
Yeah. She's like calculated with all her plans. And I really, really, really liked how, like they went in there and they were just like, they knew exactly what to do. Like, how would you know how to shave off someone's eyebrow without them noticing.
I mean, she just shaved off her eyebrow.
She's done it before.
She shaved off her eyebrows. Sammy put the tacky nails on her, and Ashley was so prim and proper. I don't want to be tacky. I don't want to be loud. I want to be perfect.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to look working class. And then she's like, oh, never mind. I forget the rest of the line, but she was just like, oh, no, I mean, I don't want to be cheap.
Exactly.
And they're like, okay, we're going to mess with this
But they're
chick.
like that too. They're like that too. Let's not act like that's not the clan that they come from.
Yeah.
I do know that Ashley has resting, I want to talk to your manager face.
Yes.
And she brought that up several times where she's like, or I'm going to have to talk to the manager.
Oh my God.
Or I'm going to need to speak to the manager. Or I'm going to tell your manager.
And then when they're walking out and Sam goes, oh, don't forget to fill out a comment card. I was cracking up. That was hilarious.
It was so good. Such a good plan. Even though, honestly, it would be the worst thing to happen. Like if that happened to you, you would freak out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can draw on another part of your eyebrow. That's not the end of the world, but the nails.
Draw on another part of your eyebrow? I don't know what they did. What exactly did they do to the hair?
They put super glue in it. Okay, that would suck. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, I was like, what is that they're putting? I realized like it was some type of gel-like substance, but it was super glue that went in the hair.
Super glue that went in the hair. Ugh,
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
the hair. Oh my God. I would have freaked out. I don't think that that's okay. But it was very funny because like you said, we are now empathetic to the plight of Fallon, and that's who we feel connected to. Yeah. So because this was the anti-Fallon, we don't mind at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any soft spot thus far with me and Ashley. I mean, I feel bad what happened to her, but I'm on Fallon's team.
Well, in predictions, let's find out if we get more of Ashley. But as we get into the Fallon versus Ashley conundrum, we meet Ashley. Ashley didn't tell Liam that Fallon had come by the other night.
Right.
The night before. Ashley and Fallon have this conversation. What were your opinions of that encounter?
I think she's just trying not to start drama within her relationship with Liam. That was good of her, though. And now that you bring that up, I think that Fallon obviously went to the extreme, and that was not cool. She could have tried to get back with Liam in more subtle ways, not like destroying Ashley's appearance. Because obviously Liam's going to know it's Fallon.
Sure.
So,
when I saw it, I felt that Fallon met her match. Ashley is conniving and a bit ruthless as well. And I think we're going to get a little bit more of this rivalry as it goes down. But Ashley was very upfront. Ashley even went so far as to calling Fallon a cold, self-serving, self-righteous bitch to her face.
Yeah.
And saying, I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly why you're here, and I'm not going to let you do anything, which is Ashley's right. But at the same time, I feel like she's conniving and manipulative too. She wants Liam for her own personal reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't know if love is the correct one.
They're both conniving, so it's going to be interesting to see who wins Liam, I guess.
Do you think Fallon loves Liam?
I do, but I also feel like she doesn't want to be alone. So it's I don't know. It's a question that I keep asking myself. I'm like, is this for real, or does she just want him because now she can't have him?
I mean, I think Fallon might love Liam, but loves herself even more.
Oh yeah.
And it's her ego. This is the competition of she doesn't like being told she can't have something.
Yeah.
Fallon calls Ashley a rebound, and Ashley owns it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that she's just trying to get under her skin, because that's the worst thing you can hear if you know that someone was in love with someone else and then they call you a rebound because you're the new girl. That would dig under my skin, and I feel like that's happened to me.
You've been in a situation like this?
Yeah, and someone was like, you're the rebound, he doesn't like you, and it really bothers you.
Were you the rebound?
Well, I thought I wasn't. I thought I was. Well, yeah, I thought it was more than that, but that's the worst thing to hear when you know that this guy was in love with someone and they like kind of rejected them, and you're the new person. So I don't. Fallon is trying to get under her skin, and she really knows how to do that with people. So calling someone a rebound is definitely the worst thing you can say, because now it's going to be in Ashley's head nonstop.
Between Fallon, Ashley, and Liam, who's the bad guy?
I guess Fallon, because I'm on her side, so I don't want to say that, but she's probably doing the worst out of all of them, because she had her chance with Liam. She rejected him, obviously, as we saw, and she was with Culhane. So, yeah, I love you, Fallon, but this, she's in the wrong.
Dun, dun, dun. You might be in the wrong, Fallon.
Yeah.
So Fallon's whole plan, and we find out that Ashley and Liam have known each other from childhood. This was his childhood crush, or as Fallon calls it, a childish crush. But now we do have a previous relationship that existed between Fallon and Liam. And while I said Fallon versus Ashley, I had to say Fallon and Liam, but it ended up being Fallon versus Liam. As we see, Fallon's plan does work, but it backfires. Fallon ends up at the restaurant with Liam at the table, and Fallon has an interaction with Liam in which she proclaims her love for him and that he's the one. But Liam doesn't accept it the way Fallon had planned. This is when the plan goes awry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm happy. If he really loved me, let me be. But then she just takes it further than it needs to go, and she should have just walked away and at that point. But, I mean, she was provoked because Ashley came into the bar and then the coats got stolen and everything like that. Like, I think she was sane enough to be like, you know what, plan didn't work. Let's just have a good night, etc.
You're biased. She wasn't provoked. They shaved off Ashley's eyebrow. Okay, half her eyebrow. Forget the nails, forget the hair. The eyebrow.
No, I know. I'm saying that Ashley walks into the bar and then that whole thing happens.
Sure, but the concept is it was retribution. It wasn't the first act. It wasn't distribution. And so I think Ashley was actually justified in her actions. She's in a relationship with Liam. I don't care what happened. I'm sorry, Fallon. And it's not like Fallon and Liam just broke up.
Yeah.
Fallon's had an entire relationship with Culhane and now just wants Liam back. Let's not forget that. Even though we see the show from the POV of Fallon, and we are clearly very sympathetic to her cause, that doesn't mean anything for the life of Liam and Ashley. And her plan does backfire because not only did she come in, I feel you were right if she had just left, it would have been much better. Liam may have thought, oh, wow, she really does care. But she pushes it. And at this point, now it's only for her ego.
Yeah, she ruined it.
She did. She did a lot. And Liam says a lot of things. He does a lot of things. He moved his hand away. Fallon reaches for it, holds it in a caress motion, and Liam moves his hand away. Do you believe that Liam is done with Fallon?
When they meet up at the restaurant, I think there's still a tiny bit of hope. If he agreed to meet with her, and he obviously still is hurting from her rejection. So I think that she should have just left it, because there's nothing like leaving a guy for a little bit to make him miss you. And I think he would have missed her eventually. Maybe it wouldn't last forever with this girl, but she has to be patient. And she just ruined it by just pushing it so hard.
That sounds like experience. So then Liam comes in at the bar scene after the fight with all of Fallon's stuff and says Ashley had this stolen, and gives it back. And you're thinking, oh, this is the guy. At least I thought he's there to save her. I thought there was going to be a good interaction. And then it turns very south, where Liam is basically done with. I thought at the restaurant he was being distant, but now I felt at the bar he was done. He was mad and disappointed and disgusted by Fallon and her actions.
Yeah, he said the sight of you disgusts me.
And that's where we get the side of you.
Yeah, and I think because he could physically see what Ashley looked like with the shaved eyebrow and her hair and whatever, he was like, how could someone do that to you? So she really messed up with doing that to Ashley. She should have just left it and he's like, how crazy can Fallon be if you're literally gonna destroy someone's appearance?
Crazy is the right word.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy, did you feel that, switching gears, Blake and Culhane's deal and Culhane accepting Blake's deal, was that crazy on Culhane's part?
I thought it was
The
fun.
original deal.
Yes and no. I think Culhane, when they were doing the deal in Belgium as well, like it was really nice to see him go to the soccer star or whatever, and then he
Sterling.
and then he pulls out the peanuts, and it's like he really
Peanuts. Let's
Yeah.
let's enunciate that word. He goes to the soccer store, a soccer player, and he pulls out his penis.
No,
What?
peanuts.
No, peanuts.
No,
peanuts.
I didn't
Okay.
say penis.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Peanuts.
Thank you in the booth from Steven. So,
Sorry.
but that's the thing. Yeah, the peanut.
Yeah, so it was kind of nice to see him. You know, he really cares about people more than Blake. Blake was just talking about all the money all the time. So I feel like they make a good team.
Does he actually care about people, or is he actually being manipulative himself? He brings out these oiled peanuts from Hickabelly Hanks, which is a staple in Atlanta, and knew that this would be able to connect with Sterling Wells, the soccer player who went to the same high school he did a couple years after him. And the same way that Blake needs Culhane, because he knows Culhane speaks the same language, and it's not just being black, it's the sports connection.
Right.
It's that Culhane knows how to connect to people in a way that Blake is unable to do so. But it's still manipulation.
Yeah, I guess so. I just really like Culhane. I think he's really sweet. So I'd like to think that he actually does care a little bit. So he found something that really the soccer player could relate to or liked. So he brought the peanuts, and I thought that was really sweet. And then I think they do make a good team, though, him and Blake, because Blake is, straightforward, but he's into all money stuff, and then Culhane can really get in there and talk to the person.
I agree. Blake is the power. Culhane is the finesse, and they can work together very well. Go Bulldogs, as he explains to Sterling, and he says being the king at home, something I can feel. Especially he uses the LeBron James analogy. We get Sterling to accept, and Culhane is basically talking his way into becoming a part owner by saying, if you want Sterling, you need me as a part owner. And he's bringing it up to Blake. Blake offered him the position of player relations.
Yes.
And Culhane doubles that, triples that even. Says, I need to be a part owner.
I love the progression that Culhane is, doing, because he's really... Season 1, we saw him, and, he was just the driver for the family. And now he's like a huge businessman, and he's doing all these deals, and he's flying in a private jet and going across the world. It's amazing to see. But he's a lot smarter than, he seemed to be in Season 1. Not saying he was ever dumb at all, but he's really proved himself.
Hustle hard.
Yeah,
Culhane
he's
hustles
great.
hard. And we've seen him go up. We've seen him come up. He's also learned a lot under Blake's roof, as Blake himself points out. And I think that ultimately, I actually think that this is what Blake's plan is to have Culhane be a permanent member of this team.
Yeah.
And part owner is not as big an off deal as you would think. I think somewhere Blake actually manipulated this into happening.
Yeah.
Because now, as a managing partner, Culhane would have a big deal and a big role, and Blake, for better or for worse, actually trusts Culhane's judgment. Now, I don't know if he trusts Culhane himself. We shall see. But he could have went to anyone else to do this, and he went to Culhane. He doesn't want him out of the family yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's worked for them for so long, so I guess he's trying to just go with that. So that's great. And he just, I guess with Blake, he just needs to trust someone fully.
Yeah.
Because he has to be careful. Like, he's a billionaire, right? So, yeah, but it's good to see Culhane really excelling in the business stuff. So I love that.
And with the family stuff, let's talk really quickly about Jeff and Monica's mom. Jeff, of course, having this the near-death experience, wants his mom, who abandoned them, back in the life. Monica's dead set against it. And then Monica actually calls the mom, leaves a message, and says, if you get on that plane, I will unload 12 years of hurt and pain on you. Something very savage to say. And mom, of course, doesn't get on the plane. Thoughts? Sheesh.
I don't know. That was kind of sketchy.
It was.
Yeah. Like, is there something else that we don't know, you think?
I think there's a lot more, and that's going to play into predictions.
Yeah.
I also think this is not the end that we see of Jeff and Monica dealing with this, because Jeff is going to find out that Monica made that call, and all hell's going to break loose.
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't take things well. Just ask Culhane. So, even quicker, Alexis being sad, and that's season affectional disorder. That's how she thinks. She tries to make up for it with some hot chairs and plants, and then a sensory deprivation tank. Alexis being sad. She realizes that I don't have sad. I am sad. No one wants me here. Do you think no one wants Alexis there?
Yes and no. I feel like she makes the show, though, and I think she kind of is like the wedge in the family, and she's just kind of entertaining to have there. And
sure, we want her there, but do you think the family wants her there?
I think they act like they don't, but if she was gone, they would kind of be like, oh, we kind of miss having her around, and not stirring the pot, but just kind of commenting on things. And I mean, it's her house, though, so she can stick around.
She can say, I think there's something between Anders and Alexis that's going to come to play.
Yeah.
Alexis doesn't really have a purpose there until the end of the episode. And she sees something in Cristal's deception, and she finds it, and now she's renewed, this new renewed vigor. And that's where we're getting into Cristal telling Fallon the truth, but not Blake. And the truth of course, being a representation of the baby to be, in which she's not sure whose baby it is, whether it's Blake's or her ex-husband, Michael Jennings' baby, who she had a momentary relapse with during that breakup episode. Whose baby do you think it's going to end up being?
Well, I hope it's Blake's. But with the show going like it is, it's probably, her ex's.
Who knows? But it might be Culhane's baby at this point. Yeah. And then we also need to know her telling Fallon the truth. We touched on it in the beginning of the episode, beginning of our episode. Do you feel that was a shock? I was shocked. I never expected her to tell, of all people, Fallon, the person who seems most likely to use this information against her.
Yeah, and I think it will probably come out that way. I would like to think they all bonded on the trip, and she won't go and say something to her dad, but who knows what's going to happen in the next episodes. So now she has something against her.
That's so interesting. I think that she's going to tell Alexis. I think Fallon's going to tell her mom, and then Alexis is going to. I don't think Fallon would ever tell Blake directly, and I don't think Fallon's going to do it indirectly on purpose. I think she is just confiding in her mom or making a snide remark, and the mom picks up on it, because the mom is a lot smarter. Alexis is a lot smarter than people realize. Then she has this chance to tell Blake, and she doesn't.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her for that either. Blake did that, right?
Yeah, he was kind of going on about how happy he is to have this new kid, and it's so good for the relationship, and she tried. I'll give her that.
She did try, but she didn't. And she could have stepped it up and said something more, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Let's have fun in our special segment. Which was the scene that reflected you the most in scene reflection?
Oh, the bar fight.
The bar fight, me too. What part about the bar fight, though?
I was sort of joking, but
no, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Okay, you go first.
Mine is the chokehold. Mine was the Fallon chokehold, where she's like, "No, bitch." Like,
that's what you would do.
I just love that scene so much, and it's reflective of me standing up for my friends and just taking up for a cause that I believe is just.
I love that. Well, I was going to say I'm really violent, so that's why.
Oh, okay, Maddie. Moving on.
I'm joking. I really loved when all the girls were in the cabin, and they're all just kind of like thinking of a plan that, I don't know, it just reminded of me and my friends. Not like we're always trying to think of a plan to sabotage someone's life, but it was just the bonding of all of them that kind of reminded me of me and my friends a tiny bit.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. Let's talk some predictions, shall we? Predictions!
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Shoot me a one-line prediction of Dynasty to come.
Blake's gonna find out about the baby, and if it's not his,
Ooh, Alexis is gonna snitch, and snitches get stitches. Let's find out as we learn more. I appreciate it very much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Maddie, where can people find you if you want to be found?
I'm on Instagram at Maddie Pocks. Thanks, guys.
At Maddie Pocks, and I am Tehran, because literally I am Tehran, the bathrobe heartthrob. Check me out on a variety of CW after shows right here on AfterBuzz, and every Monday and Thursday, 10 p.m. at the Laugh Factory. I enjoyed being here. I enjoyed having you here, and I can't wait till next week where we enjoy it some more. Dynasty after show right here on AfterBuzz. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.